Today, I decided to switch my Mac and build my very first computer. I have no clue how to even start. So I sat down and did my research to find what kind of pieces do I need in order to build a computer. However, I knew that I needed only 3 things to ensure that my computer is the best as it can possibly be. 1, to be powerful enough to edit all my videos. 2, to be efficient, so my monthly electricity bills don't skyrocket. And 3, to maximize the value for performance on every part. And throughout my whole research, I decided to go with these specifications. And unfortunately, with this economy, I could not afford to get new parts. Throughout my whole research, I tried to find the best place where I can buy these for the lowest price possible. So I tried eBay instead. For the processor, I decided to get the AMD Ryzen 9 9900X for about 223 quid and 36 cents. Because I thought that's the best balance between high performance and efficiency, because it only draws about 128 watts, which is kind of good, I think. Next up is the graphics card. And because of this beautiful technology called AI, the prices are inflated, so I decided to go with the GTX 5060 Ti with 60 GB of RAM, because as a content creator, it's more important to have more VRAM than raw speed. So I managed to get this for £434 and 26 cents. And it came with a 5080 box, and I was happy for a second because maybe the seller decided to surprise me. But it was actually just a box with a 5060 inside it. Next one, I wanted to get the most efficient power supply I could get at the lowest price, of course. So I went with a Be Quiet Power Zone 2 at 850 watts. And I got it for £70 and 21 cents, or about $90 according to today's conversion. Then the MSI Base 650 motherboard with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for £90, or about $150. This beautiful case for £37 and 10 cents, or about $42. And a very long search to find the lowest price possible for the best 32 GB of RAM, which I ended up getting a pair of 60 GB of Corsair with 6000 of megahertz in speed and 30 cycles of latency for £298 and 42 cents, or about $350. And lastly, the CPU cooler unit, which I got it from Amazon for about £26 and 10 cents. So everything's here, let's get to work. But there is one problem. My desk is extremely messy, so of course I have to go on and just clean the whole thing, because I need to use my desk in order to start building. So that's enough space to build my very first computer. That's one of the very few times where I get a chance to touch a motherboard. And then we've got these, like some other tools that we're gonna use later, I think. And something else that I don't even know what this is. Oh, and because this is my first time, I will need the guidance. I'm just gonna take this out and put it right next to me. And that being said, let's throw the box out of the way. So here we have the motherboard. This is the CPU, that's the RAM, and that's all I know at the moment. But I'm gonna be learning as I make this video. And look at that. We have everything in details, like how do we make this? And I pull up the online guide because I think it's gonna be easier for me to read than relying on a bunch of paperwork. Okay, so the number one step seems like is installing the processor. And we have it right here, so let's just open it. I like this packaging. Yeah, let's throw this out of the way. That's the processor. And I feel like I haven't touched one for like 10 years. And a quick inspection, it doesn't have any scratches on the bottom. And on the top, we have to be very gentle with this. It's the correct model, like 9900X. So we're good. So first of all, we have to just press on the side and just lift it up. And then we just need to remove the cover. Just moving a bit closer just to see that every pin is fine. I think the condition is good. Now we just have to place it right on the top. We have to be extremely careful so we don't mess up with the pins. Okay, so now let's just close it. And step number 1 is done. But that's actually the easiest part. Oh, and I forgot that you need to make sure that this triangle over here is at the same position as this triangle over here. Just don't forget this, otherwise I think it's not gonna work. So next, looks like we have to get the cooler and just get that thing to put that thing on the processor. So let's take everything out because we're gonna use them in some way. Yeah, we have some fans over here and we have a bunch of things that I don't even know what these are. Okay, so let's put everything out of the way. Okay, let's see what we have to do. Like, have to remove the base and then install the new ones that come with it. And then, yeah, just put the thermal paste, put it on top like that, and then put the fans to the side. Let's do it. First of all, have to open this. And yeah, next step is just use a screwdriver and just remove them. Okay, so we just take them off. Oh, now I understand what's going on. So this is M4, M5, 1700, another type of motherboard, and this is 115X, which is another motherboard. So we have to use the correct one. So now we just have to put those right on top of these things over here. And then we need the metal rods. And again, we have to use the correct one. So as you can see here, it says M4 over here. So we have to use that one. Now we have to put them like that on the opposite side. And then just put the screws in. Now, I'm not sure how tight I should make it. Then we have to use a thermolite, but before I use that, I do need to take this off the plastic. Then the cooling unit has to be installed right there, but not before you apply the thermolite on that. So from what I understand, you just don't want to apply too much. So let's apply a little bit of it over there like that. That should be enough, I guess. Maybe a bit more. So now that this is done, let's take the big boss and just put it on top. So I guess we have to put it like that. Just got to be extremely careful with how we put it. And yeah, this is one of the things that people can easily mess up. So I have to be really careful. I want to make this at my first try. Now let me just see if I can rotate these screws. I have another one, so I'm gonna use both of them. I think that's fine. All right, I think step number 2 is also done. Or actually it's not, because I forgot to put the fans. For that, we need the fan clips. I've never built a PC before, so obviously there are so many things I see for the first time. But I promise you guys, this is not gonna, I promise you, okay? The logo has to go outside. They're just gonna put those in like that. And then just put it on the side. And I just need to ensure that these ones are gonna snap. And do the exact same thing on the other side. And then we put for the other fan, which then we just slide this from the top. And now we've got the 2 cables, as you can see over here. But luckily in the box it comes 1 cable, 1 connector that goes from 2 to 1. Then make sure that you plug this in the correct direction. In my case, it's gonna be like that. The cooler is finally done. So the next step is to install the RAM. I actually busted my head to try to find cheap RAM, and it happens to be a good one. 32 gigabytes, 6000, and also 30 CL. So about 30 cycles of delay. I know, I'm gonna read my comment section and everything's gonna be about, get him, he has RAM. Yes, come and get me, guys. So let's just open this box. And then we just put them on the motherboard. But there is one little problem. The RAM doesn't seem to fit underneath the cooler. So I'll just have to elevate this a little bit. So I'm just gonna put one of them over here. And then the other one in this slot over here. And now I have to put that thing back. And it looks fine. I mean, there is a little bit of space over there. For the RAM, just make sure that you place them in MMA2 and MMB2 for maximum bandwidth. But if you have 4 RAM sticks, then yeah, just go nuts. Just put them all in. Next part is storage. And I know that my build didn't have storage in it because I actually have one NVMe that I just don't use. For this, I first have to unlock this and just, you know the drill, just take this off. So I just need to screw this. Yeah, we have a little problem here. Oh, okay, there we go. This is where the storage goes, but I guess we're gonna find out. I mean, I have nothing to lose. Let's just unscrew that. One important thing is that you have to peel off the protector so you can gain access to the thermal thing over here. So the NVMe just doesn't catch fire or whatever. So now I just need to place it right over there. Then just press downwards and then just make sure that you rotate that thing so you just hold it down. Then grab the cover and just make sure that you put it right on the top. That's the storage done. And now it's time for the difficult stuff. So it's time to connect the front panel header to the motherboard and stuff like that. So I assume that I have to take the entire case, I don't know if you guys can still see me, and just put the motherboard in it. But actually we have to go on the back and just peel off the back because this is where all these cables are located. And this is the central unit over there, and then we have all those different cables that I still do not know where each one goes. From my understanding, we just need the colorful cables, which are connected directly to the on and off switch on the top. You've got the restart and the on and off, and yeah. But I actually skipped one step. We first have to mount the motherboard in the computer. Well, the case. And then we just need to place the motherboard inside. And that seems pretty good. Like, all the screws seem to be aligned properly. Then we see on the other corner, and then we see one screw over there, and then another one right in this corner. So now that everything's screwed, it's time to look into the power supply. But actually, maybe not yet, because I have too many cables. I actually want to put the GPU first, because it's just easier to put in. And we have the two connectors over here, so we just need to make sure that this side is pointing towards this side over there. So let's put that carefully in there. But there's another problem. I forgot to remove the screws over there before I placed the GPU. And on the third try, we managed to put the GPU in and everything is screwed in. But I'm sorry to say, but there's another problem. That's actually a big one. I forgot to put this in there before installing the motherboard. So I have to take the motherboard out, put that thing in, and then put it back in. So now it's time to put that in. Just need to make sure that I do this correctly. And now it's time to screw the motherboard in and put the graphics card back. Now it's time to put the power supply. So let's open this up. It's a bit quiet, power to 850 watts. Even though it's a bit overpowered, my computer with the specs doesn't need more than 650 watts. The fact that it has more power, that means it's going to run more efficiently, it's going to be more energy efficient. There are so many cables that I need to figure out where each one goes. We'll see which ones are needed. For now, we just need to open up the back cover. So let's put it in. Just make sure that you screw it in properly and ensure that there's equal pressure among each corners. Otherwise it's gonna wobble and it's not gonna do too good. But I was actually being too rushy. Before you put the power supply, you need to connect the cables first, so you can make your life maybe 25 times easier. First there's a 24-pin cable, the big one, and just put it in. Then we need the CPU cable. This one goes right here, P8. Then we got the PCIe cable or VGA, at least it has 6 pins and 2 extra ones. And just plug it in one of the PCIe slots. And now it's time to put this back in. So now that everything is in, it's time to go through each cable and exactly where to plug this in. Because it took me about half an hour to figure out exactly what all these cables mean and where to put them. First, when we have the power connection, the big boy, you put it right over there on your motherboard board. And this cable goes always on the biggest pin connector, so that's the easiest way so you don't confuse it. Next one, grab the CPU cables and then make sure that it's 4+4. And these bad boys normally connect on these ones right there. You see where it says CPU 1, CPU 2. You should connect it to CPU 1. If you want to do extreme overclocking, then you should connect it to CPU 2. Next one, we've got PCIe or VGA 2. And make sure that it's 6+2 and just plug this in on your graphics card. Normally you may have one, but you may have 2 connectors. You just plug this into one. Next up, we have to deal with all the case cables, which can be very confusing. Firstly, we've got the F panel, which is used to power up and reset the PC, which is connected to the GFP1 connector. Keep an eye that there's one pin missing right there, and then if we zoom in right there, you'll notice on the top right there is one pin missing. Next one, we have the HD audio. That's the one with the top left pin missing. And normally that goes on the bottom left of your motherboard. And in my case, should be right over there, as you can see when I'm pointing. And make sure you push a little bit just to make sure that it doesn't come off easily. Next, we have the USB connectors that come off from the top. These ones will be connected right there where you see J USB 2. Because on the bottom left, there's one pin missing. And also on the top left, there is one pin missing. So we can just put it right there. Next up, we've got the RGB fans, and one of them is connected on sys fan 1, and the other one should be connected where it says JB V2. And as always, just make sure that you push them just a wee bit to make sure that they don't come off. And lastly, we've got a LED cable that actually does not go into the motherboard. It goes right on the back of the motherboard, and usually where it says SW. So these are all the cables. But there's one more thing that we need to do. We just need to put the cover back. Alright guys, so now the computer for real is ready. And off camera, I just grabbed a monitor that I was not using and a keyboard and a mouse that my dad is not using, obviously, so I stole it. And then I just put my computer right there with all the beautiful internals being seen from the back over there. But there is one thing that's missing, the power cable. The power cable is pretty obvious, it's just connected on the back, just like that. And I just connect it over here, and as you can see, it's kind of messy. And here we go, guys. We have everything connected. All right, guys, moment of truth. My very first computer ever built in my whole life. Let's power this on. Oh, and before I forget, now I'm ready to just switch this on. Hopefully, nothing bad is gonna happen. I have 3 cameras recording. Let's do this. Just making sure my fingers are the right button. It's working. But unfortunately, it doesn't. The RGB fans don't seem to work. So I need to figure out what's going on. All right, so here we are on the BIOS, and there are a couple of things that we have to do. Like, for example, the RAM, which I installed, it says that it's only 4,800, but it's actually 6,000. So we'll have to speed this up. So we're just gonna have to go to advanced, and we go to Expo, and I have to press on 1 over here, and everything seems to be good. So let's press on F10, and I also plugged in a USB stick which has Windows in there, so we should be able to install Windows with it. Okay, so after rebooting, I guess we have to keep pressing on F11, and here we go. We do have 2 options, so I guess we're gonna have to press the first option, and let's see if we can get the Windows 11 installation screen. Now we can go ahead and install Windows 11. Apparently Windows 11 cannot be installed on my NVMe, so just convert it into GPT, just a different format. And now everything seems to be fine, so I'm just gonna press on next. And now, yeah, you know the deal, installing Windows 11, that's gonna take some time. From here on, it's very straightforward. And here we go, that was quite fast. And yeah, we just don't have internet connection. Turns out that the reason why there's no Wi-Fi is because I forgot to plug in the antennas on the motherboard. Why do we use antennas in 2026? I have no idea. I'm gonna take a guess, and I think you plug them here. Well, there is a Wi-Fi symbol over there, so that should be an accurate guess. And then you can rotate them like that, and then we should be good to go, I guess. So I finally figured out why the Wi-Fi was not working. I had to download the correct driver, which is AMD Wi-Fi drivers, transfer it on my USB stick, and then just install it. And we're finally connected. So I finally realized why the fans are not working. Because I didn't see the last page of the guide, which says that I have to use a SATA cable that connects from the fan hub to the power supply. So I grab on the cables, they connect it to the fan, and then it goes all the way down from there, all the way down, right where it says drive. There's an input called drive over there behind the PCIe that allows you to connect the SATA cable that normally goes to the hard drive, but apparently, with this case, you have to use the SATA cable to connect it. And for some reason, I couldn't figure this out. So finally, let's turn this on and see exactly what it looks like with the fans. So I turned off all the lights, so let's go ahead and power this on. And look at that, guys. This is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing, guys. Oh, and I had to do some tweaking on the BIOS just to make sure that the fans are not very loud, because at the beginning we're like, woo, and yes, we had to avoid this. Day number 2 of building my own PC, and it's funny how I've never done this before. But there's another thing that's first time. Be sure to join my Discord server, because this is where you'll find out all my future giveaways, and if you want to join an active community, yeah, be sure to join my Discord server. All right, I'll see you in my next video. Subscribe.